Friends, colleagues and listeners, here we are again as part of our Care series, and we've got a feature with Etihad, and this is episode 3, and one of the colleagues from Etihad that we've got with us today is Rayan Al Haddar, who's the head of Cargo Commercial, UAE and Government Relations. So Rayan, thank you so much for joining us. Great pleasure, and it's wonderful to be here in Abu Dhabi.
Thank you for having me, Chris.
Believe you me, I'm looking forward to a lot of these questions and getting your opinions and feedback. And the first one I'd like to start with is, having worked for Etihad myself quite a few years ago, it was one of the proudest times in my career because of the brand and also what was going on. And I'm sure for yourself, it's of equal standard. But what have been the biggest plus points of working within Etihad for yourself?
I got the privilege of working alongside stakeholders, so entities of Abu Dhabi, as well as entities of the UAE in general, where we try to think what is the best for Etihad, what is the best for Abu Dhabi, and how can we ease processes for guests, for partners, for whoever we actually do business with, or whoever actually uses the Etihad brand. So it is a privilege to actually work alongside these different entities from a government perspective, as well as touch base with partners.
It's great what you said there, because our industry has been very, very, very well known for making easy things complex. And at the end of the day, what we should be focusing on is doing ordinary things very well and consistently. And if we manage that, it's extraordinary. And the extraordinary comes from people getting together and collaborating. So what you're doing is great. What you've said is happening in Abu Dhabi is also the right way to go forward, because you always enjoy winning together as a team, in my opinion, rather than individuals.
I always put myself in other people's shoes, no matter if it's a colleague or a person on the road. If something can be simplified, why not?
Exactly.
And that's what Abu Dhabi wants, to show the world that we can do it.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. And it's again another nice way of looking at things, putting yourself in other people's shoes. Very good. Now, when you joined the organisation, and something that I also remember, well, one of the things that impressed me was the actual induction. So I remember the way I was greeted the first day, what I was given on the first day, and then I was given information that I would be attending an induction session with people from all over the rest of the company, and that there would be guest management speakers at that particular induction. I'm assuming that still goes on, doesn't it?
It does.
And what a lovely way to see the different elements of the business on your very first introduction to the company.
It is. It's an amazing feeling where you meet different people from parts of the world. And they actually, it's not just hello, how are you, welcome to Etihad. We actually teach and explain what Abu Dhabi is, what the UAE is, our culture, our heritage, what the flag means. So we try to touch base on each and every aspect or part of the UAE, as well as the way forward of what Etihad and Abu Dhabi's future goal is.
Yeah, no, it's great. And you can see, like you said there, you said about people coming from different parts of the world. You can see their eyes opening up because they're seeing so many different parts of the business. And I remember we used to have a little bit of fun ourselves whenever we were given the opportunity to do a presentation at such a function, to try and make people want to join our section as soon as they finish their probationary period. But it's a wonderful thing to do, and I think it's such a nice way for people to see the full extent of the family, as you call it, and the entire brand community within Etihad.
Well, where was the UAE 50 years ago, right?
And
where are we today?
Exactly.
It's an extraordinary journey that we've had, and the future is even brighter.
It is indeed. I would definitely say, Abu Dhabi has got a wonderful, wonderful future. Now, in your opinion, as a resident and national of the UAE, and you touched on this already, why do you think Etihad has managed to be seen as a special choice? And I put the word special because I know Etihad's not really interested in being the biggest or not even the best, but what they want to do is they want to be the best at what they do themselves, which is a special trait. So for both the guests and cargo partners, and I know your tag is Air Cargo Partner of Choice. Now, as a UAE resident and somebody who's got that passion in the brand, why do you think Etihad has managed to be seen as that special option or special alternative?
So Etihad has a lot to offer. It offers the residents, people that use the Etihad brand. We try to touch all destinations, so we offer a unique experience, let's say, for the guests, no matter if it's going to be through the passenger side, cargo side. So we try to offer a special experience. We try to let them feel the true Emirati hospitality that focuses on trust, partnership, and finding that best choice that is very evident.
Yeah.
I believe this is one of the key aspects of our relationships and our partnerships with our guests and on the cargo side as well.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful. And I remember I had the pleasure of meeting you at the World Cargo Summit here in Abu Dhabi as well, which also shows how interested Abu Dhabi is in hosting conferences and special occasions. But during that, I was also talking to you about your career. And like you said, you've been there 7 years now. So succession within the organisation is obviously very open. And now that you've moved into cargo, it must be something that you welcome, because who knows what next?
Well, when I started just over 7 years ago, I didn't know what I was getting into. Everyone said Etihad, global, international company. Since I've started and up to date, as I said and I mentioned before, I do feel it is a family.
Yeah.
No matter what position the person in front of you is, they will always try to mentor you, direct you, and help you with how to succeed, not just for yourself, but for the company as well, and to help each other build that progress in life.
Yeah.
So I thank everyone in the company. I mean, from my first line manager all the way up to my recent line manager, they have always been there, always directed me, and actually put in the time to sit and discuss possibilities, objects, hurdles, whatever it may be.
Yeah, no, I think that's wonderful. And I remember, I've worked in many countries, but I remember one of the things that I felt in Etihad was that it was such a privilege to live here. And if you had the benefit of being able to pass on some experience, it was something to do. And obviously you've benefited from a lot of coaching and opportunities. And now you're setting yourself as a role model, which is a wonderful thing for anybody else who's coming out of high school, college, etc., wants to get into this business.
Of course, if we don't mentor and help the younger ones, how are we going to succeed as a company or even a country?
Yep, exactly. And doesn't matter how old you get, and believe you me, I'm older than most. It's a wonderful thing to learn, and if you learn every day, you're still keeping yourself
every day
as young as possible. Exactly. And where do you see yourself in the next 2 to 5 years, from all the opportunities that you see in front of you, and also what you'd like to do?
At Etihad Airways, I don't want to move. I never think of moving. I see the top. I want to grow within Etihad. I want to help Etihad and Abu Dhabi grow globally.
Yeah.
And it's never crossed my mind to actually seek elsewhere.
Which is nice. And again, that's another value that that people are starting to feel important, not just bouncing from one organisation to another, but if you get into an organisation that cares, and it also develops and recognises and supports you as an individual, so that your own personal value goes up. It's a wonderful, wonderful place to be.
It is.
I think it's fantastic. Now, as far as regional and global recognition and an endorsement for other Emirati colleagues who may look to come into Etihad as a true employer of choice, if you were given the opportunity to give your reasons why anybody now who might be listening to you on this podcast and thinking what company or what sector or what industry they'd like to come in, what would you say would be the reasons why they should join an organisation like Etihad in Abu Dhabi?
So the Abu Dhabi leadership is the main reason, supported by culture inside Etihad. and the employees. They focus on working together. Again, our culture is, this is the way our culture is. We work as one, hand in hand, to find the ultimate solution for guests, for partners, for anyone that comes our way. I am a very proud Emirati.
Yeah.
I am proud of Abu Dhabi. It's my hometown.
Yeah.
I'm confident for the key role Etihad has to promote Abu Dhabi and support the evolution of Abu Dhabi on an international level.
Yeah, yeah. Well, my friend, I think what you've done and what you've said today is evident and endorses everything that I'm sure the powers that be would love the Etihad brand to be and the company to be. So well done for you, and I'm sure you'll be a role model for many who are listening to this now for the future. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you again very soon.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks very much, Rayan.